I found this pallet wood style fencing on the side of the road and brought it home. I have made some diagonal lines on the wood because I'm going to be making a Christmas tree, and as you can see, I am cutting it with my circular saw. I don't have any kind of template. I am just eyeballing this and designing it as I go. I am using a straight edge to make lines on either side of the top of the tree, using the circular saw to cut straight across to get to the tree. Next, I am making my line straight across using the circular saw so they have a little indentation to start the next set of branches. Now to cut the other side of the top branches. I'm sure I can use this piece for another project. It is a bit flimsy, as you can see here. I'm going to turn it back over, but I will fix that in just a bit. Clamping it down. Now to cut straight across to the next layer of branches. I'm going to make another cut here because I'm going to use the jigsaw now to help me out. I am using the jigsaw to cut along this diagonal line for this level of the branches of the tree. Had to make this cut a little longer so that I could take the triangular piece out. Drawing the diagonal line for the other side, making a line to the end of the fencing, cutting it with the circular saw, and remove that piece of board I don't need. Cutting it a little bit more for the indentation for the next level of branches. Some of the nails have come loose on the fencing, so I'm going to use a screw and screw the boards together to make it stable. My hand is shaking while I am drilling the hole because I have a subluxed wrist and I don't have the stability in the wrist as I should. Starting the screw with my hand, changing the bit. That part's not moving now. Sliding it down because we are going to reinforce the other end. Drilling all the holes. Putting in the Phillips head. Starting the screws with my hand. And drill her in. Using the jigsaw to cut the next row of branches. This part here is a bit harder because I'm going also through that stabilizing board on the back side of the fencing. Adjusting the tree on the sawhorses and clamping it down. I've got to cut this piece here. We are now at the bottom row of the branches. So I'm using the jigsaw and just cutting straight across until I get to the part where I want to have the tree trunk. Same thing for the other side. This is the last diagonal line for the tree branches. As you can see on this side, I have that stabilizing board on the back side that I'm also having to cut through. Woohoo! Easy breezy now. I'll have to move that clamp. Cut this board to the trunk. This little triangular piece fell off the edge of the tree, so we have to put it back on. I am just drilling a hole straight through the middle of the triangular piece. Making a mark on the adjacent piece, drilling a hole. Screwing it in, it does a little spinny. I have to flip it back the way it needs to go and then just power that sucker in the best I can. And there you go. Not bad. It's going to stay. I'm going to put a screw in this board here because it's a little flimsy. And there you go. We have a Christmas tree. I love it. Not bad. From this to this. I wrapped the trunk of the tree because I'm going to be spray painting the branches of the tree a hunter green color. And I will either stain or paint the trunk of the tree a brownish color. Hi there. It is painted now. We just have to let it dry. I want to distress this scrapwood fencing Christmas tree, so I'm using 80 grit sandpaper, and I'm going to start sanding it now. De-stressing with distressing. I am liking the look of it. So the greenery of our Christmas tree has been distressed. Now to remove the newspaper from the trunk so that I can paint it or stain it brown. Using my takeout knife flatware as a stir stick and a piece of cloth as I dip into the stain to see what it's going to look like. And I think I like this color, so I'm going to scoop a little bit in a little plastic cup and continue staining. I like it. I am going to use this Mod Podge as a top coat for our tree. Plop. Using an inexpensive paintbrush to apply the top coat. Starting at the trunk. Making sure to get the grooves. And just working my way up to the top of the tree. I bought this necklace at the thrift store, and I am going to use it as the garland for the tree. Using my jewelry pliers to just take apart the necklace at the length I need it to be for the first row of garland on the tree. Got it. This is about where I want the second row and the third row. It's going to be so pretty. Using the staple gun to adhere the necklace garland to the tree. Hammering it the rest of the way in. Now stapling the second row of garland. I bought this pretty snowflake ornament at Michael's, and I want to use it as my tree topper. It has this metal wire attached to it, so I've got to get that off, because the hole that the wire is in is where I'm going to be placing the screw to adhere the snowflake tree topper to the tree. Holding the tree topper to the tree, making a mark with a pencil so that I can make a hole for the screw, placing the screw through the hole of the snowflake, and then just starting the screwing into the board with my hand and finishing it with the drill. Now the screw I used was a little too long, so I'm just taking my nail cutters and I'm going to cut the screw. Got it. Now to just tighten it up a little bit and readjust the snowflake. So here it is, my scrap wood fencing Christmas tree. I love the simplicity of it. I love how the jewelry I got at the thrift store worked so well for the garland. I love that it works perfectly in my basement here on this built-in shelf on the wall. From this to this, it's poppin'.